English speaking and grammar channel. Please do like and share the video and do comment in the comment box. That really gives good encouragement. Subscribe the channel and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you are connected with the further videos which are coming. So this is the part 2. We'll start with part 2 of the verbs. As I promised in part 1, I will explain you the tabular which is made out here. First we will start with being. The rules of being I told it to you, and now I'll elaborate on it. Is, am, are, was, were. Now what is the sequence of this? Like is used for is, am, are. All the three are used for present. Was, were is used for past. Is, what is the verb agreement with that? Is used with the singular subject. For example, she is going to the market. Now, she singular is the auxiliary used out here for being and going. So what is the sequence? Is plus first form of verb plus ing. As I have already told you in part 1, this forms into progressive tense, that is continuation. We are talking about continuation. So what indicates that? Ing. So here I prove my point that is for singular. Now I will talk of am. Now I will talk of am. Am is used when the subject is I. I am doing my work. Again, I prove myself out here. Am plus first form of verb plus ing, and this indicates to the progression, that is continuation. So, that is ing with the first form of verb proves it to continuation, and hence being second, that is am, with when the subject is I. Now we come to are. Are is used when the subject goes plural, and we are talking about present tense. They are talking about the new book. Now, they is plural, are, the verb agreement for the present goes here. So hence are plus first form of verb plus ing, that gives it to progression, and that is continuous. Now here only if I have to change this and make it present, so that is the verb agreement. I will have to change the subject also. We will try that. I have to use with is. So it could be she, he, that is only the singulars. She is talking about the new book. He is talking about the new book. Now, in that sequence only, I'll talk about was and were. As I told you, these are for the past. Was is for the singular when the subject goes with singular, and were is for the plurals. Now here is the sentence that is plural, they. Now I am making it into past. I will change it with were. They were talking about the new book, and because this was present continuous, and when I put were, that becomes past continuous. Now, I'll take one or two more examples to make it further more clear to you. And in my part 1, when I taught you about passive voice, I made it clear with the past participles. Any of these, when they are used with the past participle, they form the passive voice. I gave you the formula also. Now we will talk on that. Was, told. I'm writing only the verb. Now, this is what I want to bring it to you, that if you are writing the verb, if you are underlining the verb first, and then you are talking about the tense of the sentence, it becomes far more easy. Now, was told. This was told to us 1 week back. So, was told. So, this set is auxiliaries. We are talking about helping verbs and auxiliaries. Now, I come to the second. And I'll explain you the table accordingly. Now, this is for continuation, being, is, am, are, was, were. This is for continuation. That is, with ing when we use it for continuous tense. Now I come to having. Actually, our verbs, our tenses are based on these auxiliaries which we are talking about just now. Has, have, had. Whenever we have has, have, had, then we talk of perfect tense. Doing. Do, does, did. When we talk of do, does, did, we use this doing form for transformation, interrogative or negative. Now, hence, please, if you just concentrate on this, and I'll make it further more clear. This I have already explained with the rules. Now I come to having. Having rules, I have explained all of them. Only 1 or 2 are left. I just think that I'll tell it to you afterwards. And first we'll concentrate on that. Has is used for, we are talking about the verb agreements. Has is used for singulars. Have is used when the subject is plural, and these two come for present. Had comes for past, whether it is singular or plural. Do comes for singular. Does come for plural. These two come for present. Did comes for past, whether it is present or whether it is singular or plural. Now I'll prove my point. I'll tell you a very good trick which can help you to find out the tense. This table is written out here, very much written out here. You can relate it from here. I'll just write something out here. Has been doing, was doing. You must be thinking what I'm doing with the verbs just now, and I'm just trying to make things easy for you. Just now I told you whenever has comes, this is for present, and having form is always for perfect. So here with this has, I've taken it out, the tense present perfect. Two things came, but one thing more I told you, that whenever ing is here, that is for continuous. So which tense I am talking about? I am talking about present perfect continuous tense. Whatsoever the sentences, we are not bothered about that. We'll go for the rules of the tenses afterwards. But first you have to understand the tabular, how to relate to this tabular. Now, was, I told you this is for past. ing, I told you this is for continuous. So this tense is past continuous. I told you this is for present perfect. I hold it out here. This is present perfect. A few more examples with the tenses. Now, somehow, to some extent, I have proved my point with this, but I have not done justice with this doing verbs. I am coming to that. But first, because I am continuously telling you about the tenses, so what are the tenses? That is past, present, future. In future we have will and shall. Will and shall. Shall is only used with I and we, when the verb is I and we. Now, one thing more. These are the three tenses. Now we have simple, continuous, perfect, and perfect continuous. Past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. Present simple, present continuous, present perfect, and present perfect continuous. Future simple, future continuous, future perfect. When we speak or when we write, we don't have any such tense as perfect continuous, future perfect continuous, but because it is coming, that's why I'm telling it to you. Now when I will write any of the term, you will directly get to know what I am talking about. I've just written the auxiliaries and the verb. Now, has is for present perfect. Here ing is also coming, so this is continuous. Without knowing the sentence, nothing, we have just marked the verb and we know which tense we are talking about because this table is clear to us. Now, was for past, ing is there. This is for continuous, so which tense we are making? Past continuous. Verb. Verb for past, subject must be plural, swimming ing, so continuous. Past continuous. With this auxiliary, we know that what is the subject, singular or plural. Have, this is for present perfect. It comes in present perfect. I told you that being form with ing, having form perfect, and this is for transformation. I suppose to far more extent I have proved myself. Now I will come to will, have, been, doing. Will, future, have, perfect doing continuous. Future perfect continuous. So I've proven my point, but still justice to doing verb is left. That we are just coming to that. Now, simple, short. I have to make interrogation of this. Interrogation means question. How to make it? No auxiliaries here. If suppose the sentence was she is doing the work. So if I have to make a question, I will just put the auxiliary out here. Is she doing the work? And question mark. So simple. But no auxiliaries here. Then what? We'll come to the verb. This is past. For past we use did. Did. Now the subject will come here, she. Now because we have already used one past form, we will not write told. Did she tell me? Question mark. Now the same sentence I have to make negative. Okay. She did not tell me. Full stop. Negative question, interrogation. I'll take few more sentences to make it further more clear to you. Why she always? We'll take it with he. He sat after doing the work in the evening whatsoever. You just extend the sentence. But what we have to focus? Only on the verb. Only on the verb we have to focus. This verb is past and. For past we use did. I have already told you. First we have to make it negative. He did not. What is the first form of sat? Sit. After doing the work. I have to make it negative. Interrogative. Did he sit after doing the work? Without the question mark, your question is not taken. I suppose I have made myself quite clear. Now, a few rules for have were left. I just give before coming to that, I will recapitulate this. Being, is, MR, was, were. Whenever its being form is used with first form of verb plus ing, this gives a continuous form. Having always talks about perfect tense. Doing always is used for transformation into interrogative or negative. Now, we have three tenses, past, present, future, and if we just follow this tabular, half of our work is done. Now, when I will teach you in my next class about the tenses in detail, then the formulas for simple, the shortcuts, the formulas for future, how to detect the sentence. See, I was not writing the complete sentence, only with the verb I was playing, and I did, and I came to the conclusion that which tense we are talking about. So we need to know the rules of that, because I was doing with this tabular, so I needed to make myself clear in the point that what I mean to say with this. Now I come to the rules of have. Have is used with the meanings as to take, get, or receive. Have is used with the meaning to take, get, or receive. I prove, as I always, with the example. Do you have coffee or tea for breakfast? Do you have? Now what I'm talking about? Take, get, or receive. I'm talking about take. So do and have, when they combine together, they are talking about some other verb with the sense of the sentence. I have breakfast at 8. I receive or I take breakfast at 8. So have can alter any of the verbs. Do you have a pen? Do you possess a pen? Do you have a pen? Does a pen belong to you? That ways. Have, this point is clear, I suppose. We can alter it for other verbs. Have is used to indicate obligation or necessity. He has to be there at 10. He has to be there at 10. That is a compulsion. Has to. Now, in my vocabulary videos further on, I will tell you about the compulsion and obligation words. When we have obligation, mandatory, all these, there's a complete chain there. Have to and has to also come. That is another video. That is another complete thing. So he has to be there at 10. That comes for obligation and necessity also. We don't have to get to school on Saturdays. That is, there's no obligation, there's no necessity to get onto school on Saturdays. You are not supposed to do and go to the school on Saturdays. Now a handful, I've tried to summarize it so that it's not too long for you, and it's not so lengthy that you get bored on. So the rules should be very short and quick so that you just grasp that. So now I come to the doing forms. I've told you the process. Now the rules also should be clear to you. You should know that whatsoever I'm telling it to you, that's true. Now doing form, do, does, did. They do. Now do here is for perform. Now again, do, does, did also change the meaning. It can be used according to the sentence. According to the sentence, its meanings also it means for some other verb. I can prove it with the sentences. They do, that is here do means perform, that's why I've written in caps. Their work well. So here it is for performance. Do, that means some action, some act has been asked out here. As I tell you, some action is required. Do as I tell you. Now substitute for other verbs. As have was doing, here do also does for that, but it's quite flexible. He works more than you do. That is for work. This do is for work. Did you find it? Yes, I did. Now did here means yes, I found it. Did you go to the market? Yes, I did. That means I went. Instead of saying yes, I went to the market, I am saying yes, I did. Who wants to go? All of us do. So all of us want to go. All of us are desired. There's a desire in all of us that we will be going. So that is substituted, that want is substituted by do. I suppose to a far extent I am able to justify myself with the verbs, how to use the auxiliaries, what are the use for having been doing, why it is important, and But whenever you are going through words, please go through both the videos of mine, that is part 1 and part 2, and I promise the verbs will become quite clear to you. And one more request, please do comment in the comment box, like and share the video. Please do subscribe the channel, and don't forget to press the bell icon so that you are tuned with the further lectures which are coming. You are tuned up with, because in the index there is a lot which is coming up. As I told you in this class only, that a lot more vocabulary when you are working with your vocabulary. That's why speaking, English speaking and grammar classes, grammar also and speaking will also not be neglected. So to enhance your vocabulary, so my request is, please do comment, like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon. Stay tuned with the upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching.